Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, where fantasy and fun come to life. Hit it, guys.
Freddy's fans are feasting on more than subpar cold pizza. The cult weird indie game and Freddy crew have hit the big screen just in time for the spooky season. So in this video, we're going to be getting into the full plot, explain the ending, some cheeky little Easter eggs and cameos, along with our reaction and review of this evil cucky cheese survive 5 nights and get that sweet, sweet paycheck movie. I'm J-Buck. Welcome to J-Buck Studios. Now grab a slice as we get into 5 Nights at Freddy's.
We're going to have so much fun together.
So they definitely took some liberties with the lore, but the main setup is Mike Schmidt, the character you play as in the first game, is basically a burnout, can't keep a job, all because of some childhood trauma involving his brother being kidnapped while Mike was supposed to be watching them when they were younger. This leads him to a meeting with a job counselor, Steve Raglan, played by Matthew Lillard, landing the least ideal job ever, night security guard at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place, setting up his 5-night journey at Freddy's. To make things worse, Mike kinda is in this weird subplot court custody battle with his Aunt Jane over primary caregiver for his younger sister Abby, which further reinforces why he has to take such an awful job at Freddy's. So night 1 is pretty uneventful, learning the ins and outs of Freddy's as Mike catches some Z's on the job, once again visiting the same nightmare of his brother's kidnapping that's been plaguing him his entire life. However, something is different this time around, as a group of 5 mysterious children make an appearance, not sure why, sharing characteristics of the Freddy's animatronic crew. Now, night 2 pretty much plays out the same way until police officer Vanessa drops by, checking in on Freddy's new security guard while filling in some missing pieces about Freddy's history. Back in the 80s, these 5 children just happened to vanish into thin air. The police searched every single inch of the pizza place. However, the children were never found. Of course, due to bad press, Freddy's had to close to the public. So Mike's dreams are slowly bringing in real-life events without clear motivations on why the children are present. Either way, the kiddos possess some Freddy Krueger-like nightmare magic because Mike is hurt in one of his dreams, which translates to his physical body outside of the dream. Subplot-wise, Aunt Jane enlists some criminals, including Max, Abby's babysitter, to get Mike fired from Freddy's, vandalizing whatever is left of the decrepit pizza joint. But ill will falls upon all 4 of them, each being taken out one by the Freddy crew. Due to the babysitter missing in action, Mike is then forced to bring Abby with them to work on night 3, with the mysterious ghost children latching onto both of them, offering Mike more details on his missing brother Garrett in exchange for whatever they want, while Abby is coerced into building kind of friendships with the animatronics and further learning that the spirits of the missing children who have visited Mike's dreams are in fact living in the Freddy animatronics. Really heady stuff, but hey man, that is the lore of the games. It's all fun and games, but Vanessa warns Mike, never, and I mean never, bring Abby back to Freddy's. From night 3 to 4, there's a few pivotal things that happen, like Mike learning that the very same imaginary children Abby has been drawing are the missing children who have been haunting his dreams. Mike opens up to Vanessa about his traumatic past, but gains a sense of suspicion that Vanessa knows more than she's letting on, later learning, after almost being stuffed into a spare Freddy suit himself, that her father was the owner of Freddy's, William Afton.
What a twist!
He was the mastermind behind Freddy's, the animatronics, the kidnapped ghost children, and the attempt to exchange information on his brother Garrett for Abby to join the Freddy's crew. All of these pieces were put into place with William Afton actually being the same job counselor from the beginning of the film. Night 5, the grand finish, involves Freddy dispatching Aunt Jane and bringing Abby back to Freddy's for her ceremonial get stuffed into a metal animatronic suit event. Each of the animatronics showed their true motives turning on Abby, Mike, and Vanessa, revealing the Yellow Rabbit, aka William Afton, aka Springtrap, to be the nefarious mastermind in the flesh. Springtrap lays the smack down on both Vanessa and Mike, revealing that, yeah, he did in fact kidnap Garrett and the other children, shoving their actual bodies into these suits, which explains how the police never actually found anything. Now, it's kind of loosely set up that Abby's drawings speak to the ghost children in their suits, so she quickly draws an evil yellow rabbit to show what really happened to all of them. Freddy and the others finally see the truth, turning on Afton, damaging his suit, which sends the spring-loaded inner harness crushing in on his gut like some sort of spring trap.
Move this man!
The story ends with Mike and Abby happily living together, visiting a hurt Vanessa in the hospital, and occasionally visiting their ghost pals. The final shot shows a glitching Afton still stuck in the yellow rabbit suit, claiming, "I always come back," before the door closes, very much setting up a potential return for the character in this form, a spirit form, or a cyber form, whatever they choose to do if and when there is a sequel. So a somewhat ambiguous ending, but I think that the mid-credits scene gives us a better hint to what to expect in a sequel, as we're shown the taxi driver once again making some cheeky banter, and then a quick shot of a small balloon boy figure scaring him in the passenger seat as the credits roll. Now, fans of the franchise already know this, but Balloon Boy is a major villain in some of the future game installments, first making his appearance in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 as a secondary villain, and then gaining more notoriety later on. So I could see a sequel installment featuring a return of Afton's Springtrap with the help of Balloon Boy. Easter egg-wise, there are a bevy of things for fans. I'm unfortunately not going to cover every single one in this video. I might do another video if people are interested, so please let me know in the comments. But like I mentioned, Balloon Boy makes a few cameos here or there. I'm pretty sure the broken dog suit is supposed to be an homage to the hidden sixth animatronic urban legend Sparky the Dog from the original game. The animatronic Abby is being forced into looks like Circus Baby, potentially alluding to a sister location of Freddy's. There's a mirror that has "It's Me" written on it, alluding back to the games and the Golden Freddy outfit. The vents and doors are showcased in a great scene, much like the games, and when Afton's Springtrap wipes off the blade, it is no doubt an homage to Scream, with Ghostface doing the same, which was also played by Matthew Lillard. There are a couple of fun cameos for fans of the Freddy's world and who's connected to it. First of which being Matt Pat of the Theory collection of channels. If you don't know, he is big in the world of Five Nights at Freddy's theories and trying to crack down the lore. Anyway, he pops up playing a waiter at a diner, dropping a cheeky little line about theories.
Some people say that, but you know, it's just a theory.
There it is! There it is!
And there's also YouTuber Corey X Kinshin, another big fan of the franchise, streaming it, helping it grow to the cult following that it has now. He plays a taxi driver driving Abby and Freddy back to the pizzeria, which was already teased in one of the first trailers. Unfortunately for fans of Markiplier, he is actually absent from the movie, being reported that it was because of scheduling issues with his own movie, Iron Lung. So, the more you know. I personally thought Five Nights at Freddy's was a good adaptation in the most basic, fine way possible. I don't have any dying allegiance to the franchise, but obviously they had to take some creative liberties with the story, expanding it out from much more than just sitting in a room looking at security monitors. Unfortunately, in doing so, story beats, subplots, lore, almost the mechanics of how things work in this world are hella convoluted and messy. I didn't think the motivations behind Afton kidnapping the children were ever actually fully realized. Yes, weird bad guy do bad things, I guess. Afton was the furthest from a great villain, and it really threw me off why the animatronics were just like cool and happy when I thought they were supposed to be like up the whole time. But a few things that shined were the animatronics, Josh Hutcherson, and the overall just presentation of the film. They looked perfect, moved in a very natural way, were frightening when they needed to be, and gave some subtle comedic moments. Perfect, honestly, and I was invested in Mike's motivations and how Hutcherson added depth and emotion to a character that otherwise just looked at security monitors. I like how he wasn't just a head, he had meaning for what he was doing and the growth by the end of the film. I'm going to give Five Nights at Freddy's a 6 out of 10. Fans will no doubt love this, but aside from this bubble, it is very mundane, tame, and honestly not scary at all. PG-13 hinders it a bit, but they found a creative way of showing kills and shadows and doing things off screen, so yay for that. But boo for all of the nonsensical jump scares, even though that's pretty much 90% of the games. But that is everything for Five Nights at Freddy's. A little subpar in my opinion, but in all honesty, it had a lot of years and a lot of hype to live up to. But I'm curious, what did you think of Five Nights? Let me know if you're a hardcore fan or casual fan, and what were some of your favorite sequences or small Easter eggs in the comments below. I'm very much a casual fan, so I'm wondering how much of a difference there is amongst fans who have been on Freddy's side since day one. Anyway, this month we're going to be taking a break from the giveaway competitions. This is solely for budgetary issues involving my own health. Nothing serious, don't worry, I'm going to survive. Just something unexpected that has caused financial and scheduling issues in my personal life. But the winners of our last Across the Spider-Verse giveaway are on screen right now. So if that's you, message me on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook at my respective handle. And if you haven't, please check out all of my other social media accounts for my Shorts and Clips YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everything. Next week, we're going to be getting into Invincible Season 2, closely followed by the new Monarch Godzilla series. Some cool stuff on the way, so please stick around for all of that. You're the bestest, I'm J-Buck, and toodaloo, Freddy fam!